all of your opinions, which do you think is the better ship between Cloud? Cloud X Tifa or Cloud X Eric?
Come on, man. You were setting up such a great question, and then we get to ship you. We were the last question on this really wonderful panel with great information. And the last question you ask is about shipping? My dude. Today's panel comes to us from the YouTube channel It's Recording Time Media. This is a panel with John Eric Bentley, who is the voice of Barrett, Suzie Yeung, who is the voice of Yuffie, Britt Barron, who is the voice of Tifa, and Briana White, who is the voice of Aerith. This took place at Pasadena 2025, Anime Pasadena 2025 to be exact. So this should be fun. These panels are always really fun. You get a lot of insight into the recording process, what they think of their characters, the future of their characters for Remake Part 3. So I'm excited to check it out. All right, let's do it.
How about we just start off pretty huge? How about we do your
It's a nice
name
angle.
and the character that you play?
Also, props to It's Recording Time Media. Getting these panels recorded and getting good audio, not always the easiest thing, because sometimes you don't have access to the actual setup. This is all usually their doing. So props to them. This is not simple.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, my name's Briana White, and I voice Aerith Gainsborough.
Woo!
Hey, I'm Britt Barron, and I voice Tifa. Oh, my bad. It's something to win the water. I'm John Bentley, and I voice Barrett.
I love John. He seems to like messing with Britt. It's super cute to see that. These guys are great. They have such great chemistry with one another, so I just like seeing them joke around.
And I am also Britt Barron, the voice of Tifa.
Obviously, you guys know I love me some Britt Barron. Whenever I see Britt Barron, I feel like how in cartoons when a character smells like a really delicious pie and then they just like get the hard eyes and they start floating. That's basically me.
I'm John Eric Bentley, and
I am Suzie Yeung, and I voice Yuffie Kisaragi.
Yay, she's wonderful.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much for having us. You want to know a fun stage about this like a fun fact about this stage, that's what I meant to say. The moonwalk was debuted where you all are sitting.
Wow.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, this is wild.
Yeah, this is a very historic theater.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I feel the vibe, the energy
Yeah.
in here.
I can feel
Yeah.
the moon. I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with the moon, right?
We just break out and dance.
It's not a space fact, is it?
No, that
I
is
thought
not
it
a
was
space fact.
Sorry,
No.
it has nothing to do with space, y'all.
That's pretty cool. Obviously, it's Michael Jackson related. There's a lot of unsavory baggage that comes with Michael Jackson, unfortunately. But he's... moving that to the side. He's probably gonna go down as like the biggest pop star of all time. And what they reference there, it's when he first did the moonwalk for the Motown special in the 80s. And what's funny is I think it was the first time he performed Billie Jean live. And he did the moonwalk. And in retrospect, the moonwalk is like 2 seconds long. It's not a very long part of the performance, but it stuck out for whatever reason. And it blew up. Everyone was trying to moonwalk. And Michael Jackson would become like the biggest artist on the planet. In terms of success and reach, I don't think there's anyone that comes close. Maybe Prince. But to put that into context, at one point in time, Michael Jackson's album Thriller was going platinum week after week after week for months, meaning he was selling 1 million copies of Thriller a week for a good, I think, like 4 to 6 months. That's insane. Also, Michael Jackson and Prince had a pretty funny rivalry with one another where Prince would take every opportunity he could to troll Michael Jackson. It's insane.
Well, we know as you know, the fan base for this franchise is incredibly passionate, right? Would you say so, guys?
That's one word I'd use, yeah.
And deeply invested. Once the game is out, do you tune in to fan reactions or playthroughs, or do you prefer to keep a bit of distance?
Oh, also props to It's Recording Time Media putting the question on the screen. Bravo. Again, I'll leave a link to this video in the description so you can watch it without my dumb self interrupting it.
Closest. You gotta go first now. They always make me go first.
Not every time, but okay, this time I will. So, a couple of things. Yes, I absolutely watch fan reactions and playthroughs. Mostly also because I'm a Twitch streamer too, and so I play games on Twitch and YouTube. And thanks for a couple woos. I appreciate that. Strange Rebel Gaming is my channel, and so I'll play the game and stream the game, and then I'll usually like rate another community member and see them play the game and see their reactions. And I always try to pop into other people's streams as they're streaming the game, and I want to like experience that joy with them. So it's always a really fun time, and it's one of the like more special things about what I get to do.
I always do. And I do because I want to make sure we do it right. You know what I mean? It's like, I think everyone on this panel can attest to the fact that we wanted to get it right.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we got asked to do the remake, and we wanted to get it even better when we did Rebirth, and we wanted to even do a bigger job when we do the third installment. So I just want to make sure that, you know, the fans get what they deserve, because we all are fans of the game as well. And we just want to get it right. So, yeah, I do pay attention, even the haters. And I love the haters, too. You know, if you didn't have haters, you ain't doing something right, right?
Yeah,
So,
get him, John. Get
it's
him.
all good. It's all good.
What about the theory crafters?
The theory crafters are funny to me.
They are.
I'm not even going to get into the ships thing. 'Cause that's the
Oh,
craziest thing.
yeah.
I'm like, our country is in the craziest time in our life. People arguing over ships.
Yeah.
It's like, man, we got folks need to eat. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I pay attention to it because, you know, as you know, when we come to these conventions, I care about people, we care about y'all, and we want to make sure that we give you guys the best experience that we possibly can.
I think that's something a lot of people forget. Again, criticism is fine, but I think a lot of people forget that everyone involved in this project, from the developers to the voice actors on the American side and probably the Japanese side and the other languages too. I'm not as familiar with that stuff, which is why I don't cover it as much. But to the people just in general working on this project, they're all fans. They all care. You know, we talked about Hamaguchi growing up playing FF6 and 7 and being a fan of the franchise, and he and so many of the younger people on this team love Final Fantasy. They want to do this right. Kitase, Nomura, Nojima, Toriyama, everyone involved wants to do a good job, and they are real fans. You know, they care about these characters and the story. They want to make sure that everything comes out right. So again, I know there's people that don't like it. That's fine. It sucks. I wish more of those people liked it, because, you know, maybe they could, you know, appreciate some of the stuff that maybe they're not willing to give a chance. But like, they're all working very hard on this. They really do genuinely care. That's an area where they've all been very transparent about. And also in regards to the ships thing, like John said, there are bigger things going on in the world. Arguing about character ships is insane. But it's still a very scary group of people. Just again, delineating, there's the shippers who are very open-minded and have boundaries and realize not everyone's into that. And then there's the ship people who I don't even want to get into, but like, there's bigger fish to fry, essentially.
I poke around the internet, but I'm not like as finger on the pulse, I would say, just for my own mental health sake. But
Smart.
I definitely poke around, especially because we don't know, like I don't know what's going on in the game outside of what I've recorded. So something like Rebirth, like a date will pop up all over my Twitter, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that happened because I didn't record vocals for something, you know, no spoilers, but you're like, I find out things when the game comes out with everyone else.
Yeah.
So thanks to the internet and thanks to people streaming or like reactions, that's how oftentimes I'll find out stuff too, because I'm terrible at this game. So thank God some of you guys post, because otherwise I wouldn't know what's going on. I mean, I didn't even know with Remake like what shipping meant until I was like, why am I getting all these mentions about like Clotey, Clarith, like ship? I'm like, what does that mean? So I've learned a lot over these past few years. I'm still learning, but I like jump in and then I have to turn it off. Just, you know, gotta touch grass.
Very smart. Also, clarification for anyone who doesn't know where I stand with shipping. I don't ship. I've never shipped anything. Whether it's TV shows or movies or games I played growing up, the romance aspect of storytelling was never really something I was super focused on. So even with something like Final Fantasy VII, I'm not particularly rooting for Cloud and Tifa to be together or Cloud and Aerith. I like all these characters, and I'm just literally absorbing and processing the story that's being told to me. That's literally it. So I don't have like any alignment with that stuff. Tifa is one of my favorite characters. I love how she's written. I love Britt's performance. I relate to the character of Tifa. So she's obviously got like a special place in my heart, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, y'all clap, give it up.
We don't need to clap for that.
Clap for touching grass.
Being real, man. You gotta touch grass. They should put that in the movie, in the game.
Oh, that would be great.
Grass.
Touch grass.
Touch grass side quest.
I'm a huge nerd for Final Fantasy, so yes, I do watch the reactions. In fact, when the trailer for Yuffie came out, I was watching YouTube reactions to people reacting to intermission coming out. So I was fangirling and geeking out along with them, and it just made me so happy to see everyone's reaction kind of like brain syncing with mine, and I'd be like screaming at the screen at the same time. So yeah, it's just so exciting to share the excitement and love for this franchise with everybody else.
Incredible.
Props to Suzie Yeung. I swear, 2, maybe 3 times a week, she's announcing that she has a new role in a video game or a show or even animated film. This girl is out here collecting roles like they're infinity stones. She's got a lot of range, and it's so cool to see her just finding so much success. She seems like a sweetheart. So it's super cool, man. Her career has really taken off since being, cast as Yuffie.
You know, Final Fantasy has always pushed the bounds when it comes to cinematic storytelling in games. They don't just look lifelike, they feel that way too from your all's performances. Is there like anything that you all do to adapt your performance to match that growing realism?
Ooh. That's a deep question.
And like I kind of have like it's hard because especially for a character like Yuffie or like a character that's more kind of larger than life, right? It's hard to strike that balance with realism but also honoring the exuberance of the character. So me and our director, Kirk, we really try hard to make it as grounded as possible while also not sacrificing her personality, which, in real life, we'd be like, whoa, like, what's up with this person, But at the same time, we can't go too far with that because then it sort of it doesn't mesh well with the rest of what the other characters are doing.
Yeah.
Like Tifa is very grounded. Cloud is very, like, nuanced and, like, it's all very cinematic. So it's sort of like that struggle of towing that line, But I think it's maybe working.
They do a great job with Yuffie. Everyone involved in creating these characters is phenomenal, but Yuffie in particular, she can be very anime, very expressive, but she's got so many layers to her. That's not just who she is. She's not one no anime girl. Like, Suzie explained, she's got some depth. There's some darkness there. And in part 3, I'm excited to hear Suzie's performance, especially when we go back to Wutai and there's all the family drama. There's the Shinra War. Do people like Nero show up? Do we see a puppeted body of Sonon that is messing with Yuffie? They do a great job of giving her that exuberance, but also making sure that she has that balance. She's a very nuanced character. She's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Suzie lying. Suzie is Yuffie. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I got to spend time with Suzie, and Suzie's talking about, it's not real. Yeah, Suzie is Yuffie, y'all. She just don't steal. She's not a thief. That's I don't want to get it wrong.
Well, you should check your pockets right now.
Don't let that little petite thing fool you. That girl is for real. Like that. She's a ball of joy to be around, and I think that like Suzie, Barrett's hard to ground, but we try to ground him the best we can.
Yeah.
Because he's just loud, everything he does. Which is, I guess, kind of me. But
At least
on the
you
real
said
tip, on the real tip, though, I think we all have to put a little bit of us in the characters to make them grounded. As big as they are and as big as the world of Midgar and the world of Final Fantasy VII is, we have to remember that the title is Final Fantasy and it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that is a journey that we take you on, but in order to take you on that journey, we got to put a little bit of us in there, right, to make it grounded. So, like you said, Kirk, our director, and then Justin, who's running the wheels of steel for us there, they make us stay in the right pocket, and then we get to play even more because we understand and respect the boundaries of that.
Yeah.
Great answer, man.
Yeah, that's incredible. You know, that kind of goes and leads into my next question. As fans, you know, we see the final and finished performance, but there's so much that goes behind the mic. Can you share a piece of like direction that's really stuck with you, that's kind of shaped your process as actors?
These are great questions. Whoever's moderating this panel, bravo. Because sometimes they can get the same questions over and over again, but this is like a nice mixture of what's your process, but also like focusing on the game itself.
Ooh, that's hard. One piece of direction?
Yeah, a piece of direction or a note that you take that's like, you know, something that you take with you into the booth.
From acting background in general?
Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
We met in Vegas, and these questions are tough. Ooh, you brought it. Hey, Blake, you straight up brought it.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are great questions.
Thank, I gotta
Normally
thank-
we don't need to screen questions ahead of time, but maybe it would have been nice to see these ones and think about these things.
These are deep.
I went to acting school, and one of the primary takeaways that I still use all the time is everything I learned in like my breathing class, which it sounds so silly to say, like, haven't you been breathing your whole life? Yes, but learning how to use the breath as a mechanism to access emotion is something that I use all the time in the booth. Oftentimes, we don't get to see our script ahead of time.
Yeah.
We don't get to see whatever scene we're performing that day. The director will scroll up on the screen, we see the line, and we gotta be ready to go. And so oftentimes, the entire acting moment for that line comes in literally the breath before, and being able to access exactly the right emotion for this context in that single. So that's something that I take with me every time I act.
That's tough. And on top of that, you have to match the tone of the Japanese version of that line delivery, and then you have to fit it within the lip sync. This is tough.
I love that. I love that.
What is that?
Is that
Is
meta?
that a picture of me?
Bitches, man, I'm
Oh
telling
my
you, fan
gosh,
boy.
I didn't know.
He's got those meta glasses.
Are you Chadley? Like, what's going on?
Hold on a minute. Now, on the count of three, y'all say Final Fantasy VII.
Oh my
One, two, three. There we go.
Yeah. And that's an ad.
My son bought me these glasses. I gotta use them for something. I'm a fanboy. I told you I was a fanboy.
Gosh.
On the real tip,
I'm ready for that.
back to the question. You look great.
Thank you.
For me, because I'm like Breezy, we've trained, quite a bit, and even through grad school. But then when I got to Hollywood, they're like, all right, we got to beat all the training out of you, is what they told me, which is very true, is to make it grounded and real. But I took a class with a beautiful woman named Leslie Kahn, and I would suggest that anybody that wants to do film, television, anything, would look her up, because the one thing that stuck with me is she says, "Dare to suck."
Yeah.
And that allowed me to be free and take risks. And I would rather be told by a director, pull it back, than to not give them what they want, and then some, because a lot of times directors and producers sometimes, even writers, they don't know exactly what they want. But when you come in the room and you bring it, then they go, ooh, we didn't even know that was, our words did that. So you honor their words, and you make their words look beautiful, because that is your job as an actor or performer. And so dare to suck, I would say, which is the same thing I would say if anybody is trying to inspire to be in the business, dare to not be afraid. It's, dare to suck. So that's what I would give the advice.
That's really good advice. One thing I always learned when I took drama in high school is you can't be afraid to embarrass yourself. You're gonna look silly. You're gonna sound stupid at some point as an actor, but that's kind of like the whole point. So like John says, like there's sometimes you don't know what a character is until someone brings a different aspect to it. That's super cool. But yeah, you gotta suck. Whether you're doing acting, making YouTube videos, whatever, you're gonna suck. I got videos that probably suck so hard, but like you just do it. You get used to it.
Look like a nerd with mine. I really look like a man.
I feel like I just try to stay as open and as present as possible. I think especially with voiceover work, you don't get the script, especially for like a Final Fantasy at least. And we have to A, B, and C the lines. So each line we're doing 3 times in a row, 3 different ways on the spot. So for me, like again, I also, like I got a BFA, I did all this training, but I think more professionally what I've learned, I did some shows at Steppenwolf in Chicago right out of college, and I worked with like veterans of the theater. And they kind of were teasing me at the time because I would come like 2 hours before every show and I was like so over-prepared. And now, 10 years into working as an actor, I've learned like what they were trying to teach me was like, you gotta let all that go. You gotta just like, you've done all the training, trust that the training and work you've done is already there, and now it's time to just like be present, because I think some of that stuff can lock you up. So I think for voiceovers in particular, it's a lot of like cold reading skills, really. So being able to make a choice on the spot. I mean, with Final Fantasy, I know what character I'm playing, but other games, you'll come in and they'll be like, hey, so you're also gonna be voicing 3 other characters, and you have to make 3 distinct voices in front of people on the spot. So just being like free, open, ready to play, doing the training, and then kind of letting that go, what you were saying too, like trusting that you've done the work.
Yes.
This is gold.
I mean, I especially agree with Britt is like being like super open and free, and especially because like you don't know what they're gonna throw at you, like she said, and like your vision of what the character is may not align with what the client wants or what the director wants. So you
That's
gotta
a big
make
one.
sure that you're loose enough to be able to pivot. But I know for me, when I go in for Yuffie specifically, I'm always in a good mood. I'm always like, I'm gonna have so much fun today. Like, and that just gets me in the mindset of her positivity. And as long as I have that essence, if I go in the booth, it doesn't matter what they throw at me. It doesn't matter if like she's doing a goofy scene or a sad scene, I still have that center of that character that I know that I'm going in for, even if I don't know what's gonna happen, so.
That's so good.
Incredible, yeah.
These people
All
are
right,
good.
This is the time where
They know
I'm
their
gonna
stuff.
open it up to the audience. So we have 2 mics on each side here, and we're
Okay, fan questions. This could get very interesting.
gonna have you guys ask your questions when you're ready. And yeah, you guys can line up here and here, and we'll go back and forth, okay? Perfect. And while
Kelly,
everyone is-
Omar, all y'all, I know y'all got questions. They're in line asking me questions.
Absolutely.
Where's Jerry? He's cosplaying Barry. I know y'all got questions.
Alrighty. And I guess we'll start on our left here.
Tuss, tuss. Lizard. Okay.
Lizard.
Lizard. All right.
The Human Torch tried to take out a bank loan.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So, my question is, if you guys had a WWE or MMA walkout theme song, what would it be and why? And it cannot be your theme song from Final Fantasy.
Oh, that is as someone who likes wrestling, that is a great question.
WWE walkout song.
Mine would be Unstoppable by Sia.
That's a good one.
I can rock out to a lot of different Sia songs, but when Unstoppable comes on, I'm ready. I'm ready to party.
I got 2. What's the dude's name? I just listened to it on the way here. The guy who's the composer for Euphoria. What is his name? Logic. Oh no. Is my son in here? Quincy, are you in here?
Hey.
What was the name of that song we just said? What was that song? What's the guy's name? Labyrinth. Yeah, that song. Angels. Angels Sing. That would be one for me. But like, I don't know if you guys know a guy named Megaran. Anybody
Oh,
know
Megaran is so good, dude.
Megaran did a theme song for Barrett. And it starts off with, I come with the gun armed, so I'm never unarmed. That's like the pump up song for me anytime I get to the start.
Look up Megaran on YouTube. If you've not heard any of his stuff, it's awesome.
So yeah, that would be mine.
Oh God, I don't know what mine would be. Something from the 90s, you know, like a good Spice Girl song. Or like In Sync, you know? Something like along those vibes.
Yeah.
Is it for you or for Tifa or like your character?
Oh, for Tifa? Shoot, that I don't know, man. I was thinking me. But you know what? Also Tifa.
Yeah, you were on a wrestling show, so.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
I know, in that case it has to be like an 80s song. But
Shadow Glow.
Glow is a great show, by the way. Spoiler alert. It ends on a cliffhanger, so it's up to you on whether or not you want to watch it. It's worth the watch. It is a genuinely great show.
I don't know. Come back to me.
I don't know. Golden from KDA. We're golden. Anyways.
Some more singing, please.
No. For the next installment, maybe.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a fun question.
Hi, on this side.
What's your favorite moment and why?
In the game?
A
What's
child.
your favorite?
Oh, that's so hard. There's so many moments.
I love your little voice. I just felt it. I just in my heart. Anything with Marlene is my favorite moment. It's my favorite moment. And then anytime I get to like joke with my fellow friends and my team and Cody when he plays Cloud and Red, we go back and forth. Those are fun times.
Yeah.
Thank you. You hear that, son?
Thank you for your question. Over there on that side.
Hi, thank you for your great work in the game, and I'm asking for this little guy right here. What's your favorite chocobo and why?
Favorite chocobo.
Not Pico.
I like the fat chocobo. Fun fact, when I was playing through Remake for the first time, the way I defeated Sephiroth was by summoning the fat chocobo. And that was like a landing blow. And I was like, thank you, fat chocobo.
I really like the chocobo. I don't know its name, but I think it's green in Gongaga and Rebirth.
Oh,
and it springs off
is
the
it
mushrooms.
forest
I really
chocobo?
like. Yeah, the forest
forest
chocobo, maybe.
chocobo?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the springing off the mushroom. I don't like the map because I get lost too much, but I like the springing action. Yeah.
I like the black one. The black one first came out. I'm not saying it because I'm black. I like the black one. The black one first came out because I had never seen a black chocobo. But on the real tip, I think is the blue one the one that climbs?
No, the blue one is the one with the water. It
Yeah,
flies over
the
the water.
Nibelheim
Yeah,
one.
that's the one I like. I really like that one too because it's pretty to me. the
Me
way
too, I'm gonna say blue.
Yeah,
Blue one's smooth.
it's pretty.
The Nibelheim chocobo is the best chicken in the game. It makes maneuvering around the map so much easier because of the little water jet. I forget the name. Is it Selena? Is the name of the chocobo? Blue chocobo though, all day.
Thank you for your answers.
Hi, over here.
All right, hello. Okay, so here's my question. In your Final Fantasy VII Rebirth character, which world within the Square Enix world would they like to explore?
Ooh, that's meta.
All of Square Enix?
That's meta.
It could be any Square Enix world, where it can be Kingdom Hearts or any other Final Fantasy
Near.
game, or near.
Here. They cross over with Ever Crisis.
Our character could be in it.
Oh. Kingdom Hearts for me, because I'm a Disney girly.
I hope, man. I really hope Kingdom Hearts 4 has Final Fantasy characters in it. I grew up with Kingdom Hearts. I loved the first two. I didn't play any of the subsequent games, but like, if you want to draw me back in to Kingdom Hearts, throw Final Fantasy characters in there. Cloud, Tifa, Squall / Leon. That's what would get my interest back into those games.
I'm gonna say for Aerith, the Dragon Quest series, because she loves the little slimes. She just thinks they're so whimsical. Yeah, that's Dragon Quest, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, that one.
Man, if Yuffie could be in like one of the Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts, I think she'd have so much fun, like Toy Story or something.
Motion sickness.
Oh yeah, a lot of motion sickness, that's true.
You need to take Dramamine.
Okay, maybe. Thank you. Oh, that'd be so
Good
fun.
questions.
It's fun.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi, over here.
Hi. So going into the Final Fantasy VII Remake, it had gotten like new English voice actors from ones that came before. So was there any pressure to like fill in those shoes, or like was there like any reference work to the previous voice actors? Have you maybe even met some of them?
So when we got the audition, they pretty much told us, like, these characters have had previous voice acting iterations. Not in the original Final Fantasy VII, which had no voice acting, but in things like Advent Children and Crisis Core.
Compilation.
And so, at least for me, I made sure to listen back to all her previous voice actresses in English and try to honor their performances while also bringing something new. But also, we have the Japanese references, and Maya Sakamoto is Aerith's voice actress. She's legendary for good reason, and so I also have to listen to her voice when I'm trying to craft an Aerith voice, and that's just for the audition. Then when we work, we listen to the Japanese voice actors every single line before we give our version of it. So yeah, I mean, the other voice actors for these characters definitely inform what we do, and yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of big shoes to fill. Bo Billingsley was the original in Advent Children. They didn't give him enough lines in the Doggone show, in my opinion. I love Bo, and he's like a mentor. But we were supposed to do I did a play, and Bo couldn't do it, so I got to meet Bo and study Bo so that I can get the play, the character that was written for him in the play, so I can get it done right. And he came to one of the shows, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I did you justice. He said, good job, young man. So when you get to meet your heroes and they turn out to be that unbelievably excellent, then you know it's a beautiful thing. So that was it for me. And also the reference that we have to listen to as well. You can get something from everything as an actor.
Yeah, Barrett doesn't have a lot of lines in Advent Children, now that I think about it, or in Dirge of Cerberus. Red 13, I think, no joke, has one line of dialogue in Advent Children, and it's at the end of the movie. So there's a lot of people that were underutilized. So we didn't, even though they had voiced these characters for so long, we didn't really hear a lot of them in some ways, which is kind of weird.
I think what everyone else has said, but also I had never done like a IP like this where the character had been voiced, so there was a ton of pressure, especially because so many people had grown up playing the game, and everyone has a different idea of like how they want them to sound. So I think initially I was pretty intimidated, but it was such a great lesson for me that like you hear this as an actor and as a human, like you just have to embrace who you are. You can't like do impressions. Like really, you're hired to bring what you have to a character. And this was like a really, really great time. I think, understood that, because yes, you take all this inspiration, but at the end of the day, I'm like, what's my interpretation too of this? So all these colors, but guided by yourself. But an interesting, definitely, experience as an actor.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I didn't feel as much pressure only because I think Yuffie wasn't as fully established as her own character until the remake series. Like, she didn't really fully form on her own. Like, she had her cornerstones of her personality being very perky and very goofy, but there wasn't too much beyond that. So I was very blessed to be able to bring a lot more sides and humanity to her, which was written beautifully in the remakes. So it was, for me, less about drawing inspiration and for me creating that from what I envisioned her character to be. And, you know, over time, I felt so blessed to be able to meet her Japanese actress as well, and we became good friends. I even met up with her for like dinner and in Japan, and so it's just lovely to see how we respect each other's work, and we're very similar to each other as well in how we approach the character.
And speaking of honoring previous voice actors of the series, George Newbern is actually here, who's the Advent Children voice of Sephiroth. He's in the other signing area. Yeah, I think he's in signing area 1, so make sure to stop by his table and thank him for his work as well.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
I'm waiting, clown. Yeah, George is second voice for Sephiroth. We've talked about this before. Lance Bass, first voice. But when it comes to Yuffie, you don't really get much Yuffie until Dirge. And by then they kind of already have like the established version of Yuffie, but you don't get to see her grow. She's just Yuffie at that point in time.
Hi, over here.
Hi, good morning. My question is specifically for Briana, but anyone can chime in. Briana, I think, without getting into spoilers, of course.
I would never.
Yeah. But in the original game, we know what happens to Aerith. But in these games, it's maybe a little bit different, maybe not. Where do you see your character going into the third installment, or what would you like to see your character, maybe a bigger role, or what do you envision for Aerith in part 3?
That's a tightrope of a question.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get in trouble if I answer that. I'm not allowed to say anything about part 3 because even if I was to simply speculate, people would think that that's, she has insider knowledge, which I don't. So I would say as an actor, I like work. And I would love to work a lot, no matter what version that takes. As far as my hopes and dreams, like I just like work, and I love Aerith, and I would love to continue voicing Aerith until the end of time, of course. But as far as what's going to happen in part 3, as Square Enix likes to say, please be excited.
Thank you for your question. Hi, over here.
Hi, my name's Clarence. My question is, individually, how would each of your characters view Avalanche, like, as a whole?
How would they view Avalanche?
Yeah, like, their thoughts on it and, like, their position. Of course, not everyone is part of Avalanche. I know Yuffie's not, so just curious.
Yuffie's not.
Well, you have 2 members of Avalanche.
Yeah, there you go.
They're in Avalanche. How do they view Avalanche?
What do you think, soldier? We just want to get rid of Shinra.
That's a good point, actually, because Aerith never directly comments on Avalanche in the game.
I mean, she sees them
But
just
she's on
as
our
people.
team for a reason.
It's right. Yeah, that's interesting.
So we're just trying to eliminate, I guess, what we look at as evil for people. You know what I mean? And Barrett just has his own way of doing it sometimes. Barrett, I mean, that's not John. I wouldn't be like, you know what? Let's go blow some up. I'm not going to do that.
Hey, Tifa, you get your boy. I think he's a soldier, right? You go get your boy, and we're going to get together.
Is this what John's voice sounds like in your head?
In my head, yeah. That's like John talks. That's like John
Who
talks.
is that?
Actually, John talks like this. He's got Cat Williams going in his head.
No way.
Or Dave Chappelle.
I feel like Tifa's a nice balance to Barrett and Avalanche, who's like sometimes just grounding him, saying, all right, let's take a breath before we just blow this shit up,
Which is what they actually do when we do conventions. Like, shut up, John. Just shut up.
No, I don't.
No, they don't say shut up. They just go. And I know.
It's
Sit
like,
back.
all right, John, let's go.
A necessary evil, though. I think it's like a little conflicting. The vigilante, like, yes, it's for a good cause, but also, at what cost? I think Tifa has a maybe higher moral compass. But it's fun to play.
Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, you get Avalanche's perspective from Barrett and Tifa, Tifa's super conflicted. She wants to help, she wants to do the right thing, but the way they're going about it is very extreme. Barrett is very much like, do it by any means necessary, although later on in the story, especially in Rebirth, he does reflect a little bit more on the things that they've done. And he even struggles with it in Remake after the plate falls, because they're questioning, like, is this partly our fault? But you never really get Aerith's view on Avalanche. Cloud's just there. He's there for the money and Tifa. Yuffie obviously looks up to Avalanche because they're like the rogue section of Avalanche. I can't remember how they referred to them in her DLC, but she's really into them because of what they're doing. She's not too big on like HQ and what they're doing, but you don't really get the view of Avalanche from anyone else now that I think about it. That'd be kind of interesting to see, like what would Vincent think, because he's been sleeping this whole time, but like Sid, anyone else's opinion on Avalanche?
Good question.
Thank you. Thank you. Over here.
Hello, my name is Reggie. Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you.
My question is, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game, but you can't pick 7?
10.
That ain't fair. How come we can't pick? How come we can't pick our own game?
That's it.
I love 7.
That's
why
it.
we're here.
Okay, all right, okay.
16. I had to phone a friend, clearly.
It's like,
Queen's
let's put
blood.
Ben
How's
Stop.
that? Since I can't pick no, yeah, I really like 14. I got a lot of friends with 14. 14 is a bomb. And it's ongoing. It's like, it's just something about 14 is just like, although I love
Have you ever
Hetty.
played it?
And Hetty, yeah, a little bit. I haven't been in play a lot.
And you haven't.
No,
teamed
I don't
up
know.
with me?
You know I don't know how to do
Partied
that.
up with
I don't know how to do that thing. I'm an individual kind of guy. I just jump in and jump out. I don't know how to do the team up
I'm
thing.
wounded.
You had to get me on your podcast to play the OG.
It's called a stream.
Yeah.
First of all.
See? My point exactly. When I had to figure out Instagram, guess who did it? This
Yeah,
one
it's
right
true.
here.
It's true.
And that one over there. They were like, yo, Dad, yo, John. This is how you respond to people on Instagram. So if there's anyone in the audience who I haven't responded to, I apologize. I still don't know how to do it. I don't. Man, it's bad. I'm bad. I apologize. But I get to see you, so it's even better.
All right, so everyone can look forward to John playing Final Fantasy XIV with me.
On your
my
podcast.
stream, on my podcast.
You better invite me.
Yeah, I've been subbed to Final Fantasy XIV for probably since 2016.
Jeez.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I talk about it all the time. Yeah, 2,000. Sorry, don't get that wrong.
2,000 hours.
Yeah, 2,000 hours. Too many hours in this game. Not as much lately, but yeah, 14's my favorite for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for your question.
Good question.
Hi, over here.
I've dipped my toe into 14. I played a little bit, but I get so overwhelmed with MMOs and impatient. And then I look at videos. I'll like hop on like Tiffany Lockhart's stream because she's a big Final Fantasy 14 player. And I'm looking at her screen and she's in like this huge battle and there's just icons everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know what any of this stuff does. So it's super overwhelming. And I've just never really been into MMOs, even though I love Final Fantasy. And from what I know, 14 is like a love letter to the entire franchise. So maybe one day I'll get into it.
Hello, I'm asking this question on behalf of my friend. He wants to know, with the holidays coming up, what your go-to Christmas movie is.
Ooh.
What our approach to what?
Christmas movie.
Go-to
Like,
Christmas
do we
movie.
like them?
What your go-to one is.
Oh, what my go-to one is? Oh.
Okay, Home Alone, Santa Claus. This is controversial. The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yes.
And Vacation. Those are mine. But also the Holdovers. So you know what? I have a big rotation, which is a new added. Yeah, but I'm from Connecticut. You know, it felt very. I'll keep going. Elf.
I got a controversial one. Die Hard.
I think it's a Christmas movie.
And then we like, what's the one we watched, Quincy, with the doggone Jim Carrey with the Christmas Carol, which can scare the hell out of you if you're too young.
Christmas Carol.
But we like that one. The Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I don't like that Polar Express. That scares me to
Yeah.
this day. I like him, but the little kids and the teeth, they scare me, man.
Polar Express is uncanny valley, man. It's such a weird looking movie. Everyone just looks so strange in that movie.
All right,
Klaus, too.
If you're gonna go unconventional, I'm also gonna go unconventional. I don't know what it is, but I love during Christmas time just cozying up and marathoning Lord of the Rings. Something about that movie just feels like the holidays to me. Those movies, yeah. Not The Hobbit.
Not, yes,
Just to
specifically not.
clarify here.
Christmas movies? I don't really watch movies during Christmas. I think last Christmas I spent all day, every day, playing Stardew Valley instead. I'm more of a gamer during Christmas than a watcher.
That's good.
Awesome. A question over here.
Hey guys.
Is that Aaron?
Nice to see you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey. I have a performance question for all four of you. Obviously, you are currently playing these characters in the games as we see them go on their journey. But you've also, whether it's in prequel games, whether it's in flashbacks, you've played them at earlier points. So how do you lock into a character at an earlier point in their journey when you kind of know where they're going?
Oh, that's a good question.
Study. You do the research on the character. You study it and you don't play the end. You got to make sure you don't play the reveal. And you got to understand there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it's your job as an actor to play the beginning and the middle and the end because that's what you want the audience to go on with you. Now, having said that, seeing how we get scripts that are out of order, you have to know what you're doing in order to play the beginning, the middle, and the end. So you research, okay, where is Midgar? Where is Corral? Where is, you know what I mean? So you study your character, which is what Breezy was talking about. You gotta know, if you don't know the ground of the greats who laid the ground, then you gotta, you know, not necessarily them, but the character, you know what I mean, and the storyline, then you're not gonna take the audience on the ride with you. You know what I mean? Plus, like, I know Breezy can attest to it, and Suzie as well. Britt at times, we're working on her. We are like fanboys and fangirls of video games and of the genre of entertainment. I mean, you're talking about Glow. I'm sitting next to Glow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta know what is happening within your world of work. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how you prep. And that's a great question, especially because I know you're up and coming, and I can't wait till I go to a panel and see you up here.
I love John. He always gives such great advice. This is valuable information for anyone who wants to act or like voice actor on camera, whatever. The dude is a wealth of knowledge. And again, it just goes to show how much they prepare for these characters. They prepare as much as they can when they're just randomly given a script, like John says, that is out of order of what is actually happening in the story. But they care. They're passionate.
Thank you for your question.
And Britt's been very transparent about not being super knowledgeable about all the Final Fantasies, which is really endearing.
I can also touch on that. In Crisis Core, Aerith is somewhere around 16. She's in her late teens, versus in Remake, she's somewhere in her early 20s. So for Crisis Core, I think the classic trap is, a younger character has a higher pitch. We really tried to avoid that, and that's something I worked on with the director when we went in for the very first session. And as it turns out, the writing really helps it as well. So she's a lot just like more naive and questioning and less sure of herself. She doesn't tease as much. So just embracing kind of like a softer voice quality rather than lowering or hiring her pitch and making her sound like a little kid. We really tried to avoid that classic pitfall.
That's the cool thing with Aerith and Zack is them spending time together, it opens Aerith up. She becomes so much more bubbly and kind of she takes on aspects, I suppose. She's influenced maybe a little bit by Zack's openness, which in turn she then does with Cloud when she meets Cloud. So that's kind of the cool thing about Zack, is that he's always around in some form through the characters. But to see that evolution of Aerith being like how she was in Crisis Core into this spunky, fiery, kind of character in Remake. It's super cool, and to see those connections with those characters.
So interesting because I feel like Tifa's the opposite.
Yeah.
Like
But
young
it was-
Tifa
it
is like
so
more like
cute.
Yuffie. Like yeah,
Yes.
she's like bright and teasing and confident and outspoken, and like her adult version is like whoa, she's been through some. She's seen some trauma. Yeah, she's carrying more weight. Yeah,
She became an adult.
Yeah.
That's why
The world has smacked Tifa down in Remake.
I love that water tower picture so much. It's so real. It's just a beautiful print that you have, and it's real.
Thank you.
Woo.
Anyway,
I
thank you.
love voices, man. I love her voice.
Oh, okay.
For real.
Well, thank you for all of your voices and bringing these characters to life. My question actually is, do you have a favorite song or theme from the Rebirth soundtrack?
Ooh.
Rebirth specifically, not Remake.
Actually, Remake too, yeah.
Okay. Hip Hop to Chocobo. I can't help but dance. I'm not good at dancing. It's embarrassing for everyone to witness, but I just can't help it. It's so fun. Yeah.
Just like the picture, flowers in the church.
The Happy Turtle metal song.
That's a good
Okay,
one.
but did you notice when you played it, it played so loud?
Yes.
Why was it so loud?
Because you needed to go hardcore to beat those goons.
Was that not Yuffie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa! When I first played it, it was so cool, so awesome.
Also, the orchestra tours. If anyone keep your eye out, it was pretty incredible. I saw it the remake one, and I was really blown away. So
Yeah.
I hope they do it for
It was
part three.
Do you have a favorite from the Remake orchestra? Do you remember? It was a long time ago. It was like 6 years ago.
Tifa's theme, so nice.
Tifa's theme.
But I would say, make sure you play through the game before you go to the orchestra, because they
Yes.
play videos in the
Spoilers.
background, and they
Oh,
have
yeah,
spoilers.
spoilers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pro tip. That's my pro tip.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Yeah. Great question.
That Tifa's theme is my alarm because I can't stand alarm sounds. They're so just aggravating. I get that's the point, to wake you up. But Tifa's theme from Remake is my alarm sound. I've had that for years now.
Thank you. Over here. Hi, friends.
Is that Kelly?
Hey, John.
My question for you guys is there a moment in your career that has stuck out with you in terms of like a moment with someone else that was either exciting or humbling? Maybe it was a fan. And John, you can't say me.
What was the last part?
You can't say me, John.
Yeah, so we have a lot of, we've been doing a lot of these cons the past, since Rebirth came out, basically. I think most of us have been at least one a month. So we've met so many people in the Final Fantasy community that have humbled us. It's been so special to hear the stories of how much people love the game and how much the game connects them to each other. We've had people say, oh, I played this game with my dad, or it was my mom and I's special thing, my brother and I's special thing, but we've seen it all at this point. Like, I will always remember I'm signing something for someone in front of me, and she's dressed in an Aerith cosplay, and she's sobbing, and for a second I'm like, oh my god, what happened? Like, and she's like racking, like, heaving sobs. I'm like, oh my god, there's something wrong. I couldn't see over my table that a Zack cosplayer had just kneeled to propose to her. Which was just the most amazing, incredible thing, that they felt like Final Fantasy brought them together so much that they wanted it to represent their marriage. Like, that's really special. So, yeah, I'll never forget that.
John's gonna start crying.
You go.
Don't go too deep,
Sorry.
John.
Okay,
Don't
so
go too deep.
So I didn't realize that the game platform was going to have us meet people, especially during COVID, who would come up and say, hey, you know, I was contemplating taking myself out of this world, and we played the game, and I'm good to go. I'm good. You know, your character, you guys as an ensemble brought me through a tough time. We had a group yesterday come up, 2 brothers, and they said you helped us through a time that our dad wasn't around. And then yesterday we had like 6 or 7 kids come up, and we all cried. And they shared their hearts. And so whenever I get to meet y'all like that, it blows me out of the water. And it's not just humbling, like Breezy said, it's not just humbling, but it's like an honor that you would know that it's a safe space to come and talk to us and share those things with us, because, you know, I always look at it as a God moment. And so we shared a moment together, and, you know, mental health is a big thing to me. When you guys share that and let me know, hey, I made it through, because I always encourage everybody to say, hey, if you made it through, then you need to help the next person pay it forward, because, you know, a lot of us need it. So those are the moments that just, I'll never forget them, ever, ever.
I think these conventions are just such a gift, especially post-COVID, to get to actually meet everyone face to face and hear their stories, because I knew the weight of Final Fantasy, but I don't think I like really understood the weight until you are hearing everyone's personal stories face to face and what the game means to them and what these characters mean to them and how they were introduced to the game. Sometimes in the moment, I feel like it really hits me like after a convention, where like you take this in, and then it like sits somewhere inside me, and then when I'm like alone in the car or like, you know, getting ready for bed, and it's just like I'm my normal self, it's like, wow, it's like truly an honor of a lifetime to get to voice this character and be a part of this kind of story that has like meant so much to so many people, and to hear everyone's different path has been like so amazing. And I don't think I didn't really fully understand until getting to meet all of you. So truly like the greatest joy of my life, besides my dog.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII has been around since '97.
It's crazy.
So literally over, like about 20 years or so.
Almost.
Yeah, oh my God. I can't even count in terms of years right now, but that just goes to show.
30 years.
Oh my.
And that's the Michigan difference.
Anyway, all that to say, that means it spans across literally generations. And we see so many families come up to us because it's, you know, you guys who've grown up since the original, who passed that on to like your kids, or like spread that with your family, or shared that with your partner. And so it built such a community, generational community, that's so special and unique to specifically this. And so, you know, you've grown up with this for so long, and we're so lucky to be able to share that experience with you. And that's why it's so emotional, because life, you go throughout life and you go through so many things, you know, you go through so much like struggles and like happiness and so many like difficult periods in your life. And the fact that this game has brought you hope or joy or something to look forward to is truly just such a blessing and privilege to be part of.
Incredible, honestly, yeah.
Thank all of you. Thank you.
Yes, y'all need to give yourselves a hand.
Truly.
Also, shout out to the fans that started with Remake and now have like
Yes.
gone back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Also the newcomers. Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
And we are just at that time for one last question. But for
One last question. This went by fast. Just to speak on what they said, like oftentimes video games will get looked down upon as like a waste of time, or just something that children do. I feel like maybe some of those comments come from older people who haven't kept up with video games. They just think it's like Super Mario still or Pong or stuff like that. But any good piece of media, whether it's a game or a TV show or movie, can be considered art. And I really feel like something like Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy VII, is that. These are stories that have parallels to, what happens in the real world. And whether it was back then or nowadays, they're parallels to what we go through in life. We find characters to relate to. And oftentimes when we relate to those characters, they become inspirations for us. And I've been super open on this channel about like my mental health. I've had so many struggles. I will continue to have struggles. It's going to be with me for the rest of my life. But I've had times where like I didn't want to be here anymore, but I can turn to art like a Final Fantasy VII or other things that I'm really into or music, and it acts as, I don't want to say it's medicinal, but it's just like it gives you that feeling of hope. It's kind of like when you watch a really good superhero movie and you have a character that is so well written, it makes you want to be a better person after you watch it. That's kind of like what this is. And you look at like COVID in particular, the whole world shut down, man. So I think more people were willing to stay at home and play a game and play an FF7 remake. And it's just like, everything sucks right now, but this story is really good. These characters are really good. The journey that they're going on is incredible. And we're coming up on 30 years of Final Fantasy VII specifically. And it's a story that just continues to find new people. New fans are constantly coming across it or getting interested. There are times where like my niece is over here and I'm playing Rebirth and she's on her iPad, and when a cutscene plays, there are specific times she'll look up. She always looks up when Aerith is on screen, she looks up when Yuffie is on screen, or when Red 13 is on screen. There are certain characters that just kind of jump out to her. So it's like I'm slowly getting Final Fantasy VII into her brain. And like I have one of the shirts too that I'll wear, and she recognizes all the characters. And I have like this little Buster Sword here, and she saw the little Buster Sword and she's like, oh, that guy on your TV, he's got that thing. So like it's one of those things that's always going to be around. Again, 7 is the most popular. I'm not saying it's the best Final Fantasy, but it is the most popular. It's the one that, crossed over into the mainstream and found a completely new audience and got people on board with JRPGs, and those characters and the music and all of that has just touched so many people. The music in particular, man. Like when I was a little kid, I got bullied a lot. I hated going to school. I did very well in school. I brought home a lot of straight A's, but like socially, I got picked on a lot and it sucked. So when I'd come home, I could use a Final Fantasy VII or a Final Fantasy VIII to kind of escape. And the world, the characters, the music in particular became so comforting to me. And even as an adult, hearing those those songs, it's like a comforting kind of security blanket. So these worlds can transport you to a land where you don't have to worry about your issues. You can be kind of distracted of what's going on around you, and they can kind of help you reflect on who you are as a person. And you can learn so much more about yourself and how you view the other people around you, how you view the world, what kind of mark you want to leave on the world, what kind of story will be told about you when you're gone. So it's incredible, and they all understand the weight of it, and that's why it's so important to people, and that's why people get really defensive about it. Like people either love it or if they hate it. A lot of times it is coming from a place of just like genuine passion and support of why they care about it so much. So these games in general, they're special to people, and the more games evolve, the better the storytelling gets, the better the performances get, the more I think people are starting to take notice of that. And like this game, I know part 3 is going to make me cry. Part 3 is going to make me cry my eyes out. And just the other day, I went back to God of War Ragnarok because it's currently winter time, and I've been itching to get back to Ragnarok, which takes place primarily during the winter time. And there's a reason why I don't do a New Game Plus run, and it's because at the beginning of the game, something really tragic happens. And spoiler alert for those who haven't played it, but the Kratos' son Atreus, his wolf, is sick, and he passes away. He has to let go. And for me, like, my dog passed away last year, and it's still like, that scene in the game is so well done. It's so well directed and acted, and it's so moving that it gets hard for me to get back into that world and get past that part to get back into the game. So games are incredible. They're special. More than a movie or TV show, you get to be an active participant in what is going on. You are not just along for the journey as a viewer, you are actively piloting these characters. So these franchises, Final Fantasy in particular, mean a lot to a lot of people, and they've helped many people like me. I'm sure there's people who might be watching this video who are in the same boat of like being so heavily inspired by this game that it kept you going as a person, or maybe kind of shaped who you are. So it's important stuff.
All the people who are dying to ask you questions, where can they find you today?
They can find us at our table.
Hall 2 specifically.
Yes.
We are hidden.
I think it's Hall A, signing area 2,
Okay,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
What
signing
she
area
said.
2. Look for that.
What Briana said.
And our final question over here.
Uh-oh.
Nice to meet all of you. I have been a big fan of the game since the Final Fantasy that came out for the PS1. And when I played the remake, it was good to see you all give voices to the characters I knew as a kid.
Thank you.
So, as a longtime fan and first-time caller, it would be a big honor to ask this for all 4 of you. And since I'm a nerd, this is kind of iconic. Out of all of your opinions, which do you think is the better ship between Cloud? Cloud X Tifa or Cloud X Aerith?
Come on, man. You were setting up such a great question, and then we get to ship you. We were the last question on this really wonderful panel with great information. And the last question you ask is about shipping? My dude, there could have been someone behind them who had a really poignant, beautiful question. I don't mean to dogpile on this guy, but like, of all of the questions you could have asked, it was such a good setup. I played the original on PlayStation 1. It's great to finally hear you guys get voices. I agree. What ship is better?
Ending with?
For all 4 of you, in your opinion.
You are bold.
I'm a sucker for romance, I'm sorry.
My God.
Boy.
Zach and Elmira. Boom.
Friendship is such a great answer.
Friendship is the best ship.
Great answer.
I think Cloud and Barrett.
Yeah.
Romance.
Romance. Can't beat it.
What do you think? Yes, that's correct. We agree.
And thank you all for coming to the Final Fantasy panel today.
Oh my God.
You're so incredible.
My God.
Give a round of applause for our panelists.
Wow. What a question to end on. This is a really cool production thing they got going on too, with the TV and the static. For those of you who are too young, this is what TVs used to look like. When a videotape would end, or maybe just start, you'd have a screen full of static, and then you'd wait, because of VHS players. Oh my God. That was a really great panel. I thought it was filled with so much information. I don't know if I added anything to the discussion. Some of these fan questions and some of the questions from the moderator, though, were really, really good. But like the last question, the last question being a shipping question. Oh my God. That guy was trying to incite violence on the internet and at a convention. Makes me wonder what, the next person would have asked. But again, I think it's a really good panel. I don't know if I added much to it, but just watching these people interact, seeing how much they've grown with the characters, how much of themselves honestly are in the characters. Like they said before, like you see and hear a lot of John and Barrett. There's a lot of Britt and Tifa. There's a lot of Briana and Suzie and their characters especially. And I feel like as an actor, you kind of can't help but take a piece of that character with you in the rest of your life and vice versa. But they all do such wonderful jobs bringing these characters to life. Again, I'm still bummed out that John Bentley didn't get shortlisted for the BAFTAs last year. Or was it earlier this year? Technically, I think it was earlier this year is when it happened. His performance as Barrett is so good. And it just makes me wonder, you know, like going into part 3, will anyone get nominated from this game again? Because everyone does such a great job with their performances. They all do the characters justice. That was a pretty fun panel for the most part. Interesting ending, but just getting to hear more about these characters and hear more from the people behind them. Obviously, unfortunately, they can't answer anything about part 3. A lot of NDAs, a lot of Square Enix snipers are probably out there just ready and waiting for someone to speak on something that they're not supposed to say. But it's so cool to see like their growth, the journey that all of the actors have been on, because we're coming up on the end, man. And again, I'm just super grateful and happy for this remake trilogy. When it comes to an end, it's going to be a really sad day because there ain't no part 4. Maybe DLC, but who knows what Square Enix will do in the future with these characters, and should they bring them back for something, I hope they bring these people back to voice them. Again, I want them in Kingdom Hearts. You want to get me back into Kingdom Hearts Square? Put Final Fantasy characters in there, bring these wonderful people back, let them reprise their roles. I think it'd be pretty great. Again, I have no idea if I added anything to this conversation, but it's just anytime we get to hear from these people, I'm going to be on board. With that being said, that's the video. I'm Curious Corduroy. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this panel with this cast. Refrain from shipping stuff in the comments. Keep it light, maybe. But I will see you guys obviously in the next video. If you made it this far, you can click like. If you want to stick around, you can subscribe. If you see a hype option, you can click on that. Apparently it boosts the video's performance. I don't really know how hyping works. I've received some hypes in the past. Not quite sure. But I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.